watching Action News 5 at 10.
Free at last. It's a motto with new meaning tonight for a Memphis man who spent more than 3 decades behind bars for a crime he did not commit.
DNA proved his innocence, but it took the work of his pastor and the Action News 5 investigators to get his rights back. And he's likely not the only one in this position. Action News 5's Lauren Squires reports.
I feel like I don't supposed to be him. I always tell people, that one day they're gonna have to let me go.
Lawrence McKinney has waited a long time for freedom.
It was stress, it was suffering, everything. It was hard.
At 22, he was convicted of rape, a crime he did not commit.
Back then, they didn't have no such thing, DNA tests and stuff like that.
McKinney spent 31 and a half years behind bars before DNA evidence proved his innocence and he was released from jail.
The amazing thing to me when I got out, it was nighttime. I just wanted to see the stars in the sky,
That was in 2009. Since then, true freedom has been hard to come by.
He's still got shackles on his life.
Pastor John Hunn at Emmanuel Baptist Church in Lebanon, Tennessee is McKinney's spiritual advisor, and in many ways he's also his legal advisor.
This is a nation of the people, by the people, for the people, and they owe the people of Tennessee an explanation.
Though McKinney walked out of prison almost 4 years ago, his false felony record didn't go anywhere, preventing him from getting a job, voting rights, or a passport, which he needs for mission work outside the U.S.
Whatever injustice there is in the world, their injustice against Lawrence is worse than his injustice against them or anybody else. They put a stigma on this man's life that some people will never look away from. He's still paying a sentence that he should not even be thinking about.
It's all McKinney's wife Dorothy thinks about, and for the past few years, she and Pastor John have worked tirelessly to clear her husband's name.
He says he's not upset. I'm just going to be frank with it. I do. I really, to think of all the years that he lost while he was in there with his mother. Because when he went in, he had a mother. And then when he came out, no mother.
Turns out a simple document was all that kept McKinney from experiencing the freedom he deserved. The Action News 5 investigators were able to retrieve McKinney's case file from an off-site archival building of the Shelby County Criminal Court Clerk's Office. Inside, paperwork that revealed a delayed course of action.
It really takes someone with some legal skill who's familiar with the criminal process to know what information needs to go at different spots.
So it's really easy for it to fall through the cracks.
Absolutely.
With the next steps laid out for us, the Action News 5 investigators contacted the Shelby County DA's office. DA Amy Wyrick was shocked to hear this story and requested an expedited expungement to clear McKinney's record fast.
I requested the court to sign an order of expungement in those cases. And I remember Mr. McKinney.
And just like that, in this same courtroom that sentenced Lawrence McKinney to prison for a crime he didn't commit, Judge Chris Kraft wiped away his record.
The file itself will no longer be on the shelf, and should anyone call my office to ask whether Mr. McKinney had ever been convicted down here in Memphis, the answer would be no.
It's news we couldn't wait to share with McKinney, his wife, and pastor. The judge signed the expungement to completely delete your record.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Wonderful. Praise God. Praise God.
And for the first time in 35 years, Lawrence McKinney is now free. Completely free.
I'm going to have to sit down and let this soak in a little more. I hope our conscience, I hope that people are, and they receive the truth, and be patient, and let God do their work for them. You take it on yourself, you're going to mess up every time.
Now, Lawrence McKinney's faith has never wavered through this ordeal. It could take 7 days, though, before his record is completely cleared of all search engines. But by all legal accounts tonight, Lawrence McKinney is no longer a convicted felon. And he says he'll be applying for a passport very soon to go on a mission trip with Pastor John. Now, the investigators at the Innocence Project were able to push DNA evidence to free McKinney. If your family needs help, we do have a link on our website at WMCTV.com. For the investigators, I'm Lauren Squires.